Charlie Kirk died for his beliefs, period. Now, let's be clear. He was a very controversial figure. There were things I agreed with, and there were things I didn't agree with. And as a gay man, I did not agree with many of his positions on LGBTQ issues, for example. But even with these disagreements, there are lessons in his life and mission that we can all learn from. And one thing is certain, every single person should have the right to share their beliefs and not be murdered for them, okay? That's for all of us. I didn't think I'd have to say this in 2025. In this video, we'll talk briefly about the assassination, and then I will dive into 5 big lessons we can take away from Charlie Kirk's life that will help us fight for our beliefs and live with courage like he did. So here's what we know. According to reports, the FBI arrested a 22-year-old named Tyler Robinson, calling him a lone shooter. They say he fired a high-powered rifle on the rooftop of Utah Valley University. But here's where it gets weird. Images show someone walking on the roof in plain sight. He's walking around with the rifle and no one's stopping him. And then he shoots from hundreds of feet away, bypasses police security, and still escapes. This sounds fishy and takes serious expertise that many of us don't believe a 22-year-old college student could do. Millions of Americans are speculating that this 22-year-old is just the fall guy and there's some more darker things going on. And people started to look back at Charlie's recent content. Did he say something that may have pissed someone off? And many of his fans noticed that he recently began calling out Israel. He questioned how one of the most heavily guarded nations on earth could have allowed, in his words, the October 7th Hamas attack to happen. He even shared reports and public speculations suggesting that Jeffrey Epstein had ties with Israel intelligence, Mossad, which is their CIA. And he promoted theories that both this government and Jeffrey Epstein had a dark partnership where they would do blackmail and control powerful politicians and figures like presidents, celebrities, etc. This is all speculation, but it has us looking. This was just Charlie's theory, but it was shocking because for multiple years, Charlie was a big defender of Israel. And it's been revealed since his death that Charlie was taking millions of dollars allegedly from Israeli billionaires and organizations for his business. So this 180 switch on actually asking questions about Israel got him into a lot of trouble. Israel didn't like that millions of people were making this connection and suspecting them of having something to do with his death. So in a shocking turn, the president of Israel publicly denied that Israel had anything to do with the assassination on television, which I found so wild. When's the last time you saw a world leader step up and make a public statement to say, we didn't do it about a murder that happened in a different country? All I gotta say is that's interesting. Charlie's close friend and partner, Candace Owens, gave us more insight on what was happening recently before his death. Candace says in a tweet, Charlie Kirk was fighting with some very powerful billionaires that he took money from over things he was discussing. The pressure on him was immense over the last 2 weeks. The truth will be revealed. The messages will be leaked. And the movement he built will rise up. Ooh, those are some fighting words, okay? So whether this was a foreign government, billionaires, or both, one thing is very clear. Charlie Kirk was silenced. What can we learn from his life so we're not silenced? Lesson number 1, stand up for free speech. Charlie once said that when people stop talking, that's when you get violence. That's when civil war happens. And that's true. We can never allow our free speech to be tainted. If we allow the government to control our speech, we will not be living in a democracy. They will be able to control and tell us what to say and what to think and be able to influence us and do more corrupt things in front of our faces. When dialogue dies, division explodes. Free speech isn't just about protecting only the words you agree with. It's about defending all of it, the good, the bad, the messy. So lesson 1 shows us this. If we want our voice to matter tomorrow, we've got to defend everyone's right to speak today, even when it's uncomfortable and we don't like what they're saying. Lesson number 2, don't label people. Charlie warned that by calling people labels like racist, anti-Semitic, or bigot, or hater, or all these things, we shut down conversation. we shut down the possibility to learn from each other. If we label people in these inhumane things to shut them down because they have a different belief, we reduce people. We are divided. We lose the chance to understand, to grow, and to challenge ideas with facts instead of insult. Lesson number 3, demand facts, not feelings. Charlie's most famous line is, facts don't care about your feelings, and it's very cheeky. And to be honest, we live in such a jumbled up world where I don't trust media, social media, or anything. News, I even took a big step back from social media and the news because I saw that it was very biased and manipulative on all sides. On the Republican side, I would read Fox News, I'd read the New York Times. I loved to read things from all spectrums, but I lost my mind being like, y'all are saying the opposite things with reports that validate your belief, and so who knows the truth at that point? And I got to see that news and social media on all sides are full of BS and aren't even telling us the truth. When I saw what's happening in Gaza, they're not even showing these sad atrocities that are happening to Palestinians. Thankfully, people on social media are showing us the truth with our own eyes, not someone's interpretation of it. So I've learned if you want to stand for something, we have to do the research ourselves, read books ourselves, dig into the numbers ourselves. And thankfully, we have tools like AI where it can even help us analyze information. But most importantly, I think it's important for all of us to look at information on both sides instead of just, I'm a Republican, I'm going to watch Fox News, or I'm a Democrat, so I'm going to watch MSNBC and just see one viewpoint being pushed in front of my face. No, let's go back to an era where we look at both sides and find the truth. The truth is always somewhere in the middle. And by arming ourselves with facts, it gives us power to formulate our own thoughts and not be manipulated. Lesson number 4. You don't need a degree to be great. Charlie Kirk didn't finish college, yet he built a movement of millions of conservative young people around the world and generated millions of dollars without a degree. Charlie is proof that the American mantra, go to college, rack up $200K in debt, and maybe one day you'll be able to pay off of it, buy a house, get married, and have 2.5 kids. That American dream is broken. AI is changing the job market fast. I've seen some reports where 90% of jobs are about to be replaced and removed by AI very soon. And so racking up hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt is not worth it. Real education is about reading, financial literacy, critical thinking, and learning from what the schools didn't teach us. I think it's also time to go after your passion and your purpose. God gave us all individual talents and gifts. And so it's time to use that. Do you want to be a musician? Go for it. You want to create a company? Go for it. Believe in yourself. You can do it. Lesson number 5. This was my favorite lesson, and it's God gives you courage. Charlie said, I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. The most important thing is my faith. And that's so powerful. And that faith gave Charlie the backbone to keep showing up, even when it got dangerous. I'm sure this wasn't his only threat that he got against his life. Whether we agree with what he believed or not, we can all respect the fact that he had the conviction to stand for it, to defend it, to do research around it, and to discuss and debate with people. So many people in our world right now are scared to talk to the other side. They just want to stay in an echo chamber and just surround themselves with people who believe the way they think, like-minded individuals. And I think that doesn't help us grow. I recommend us all to go to a higher power, to go to God, to support us, to have the audacity to pursue the things that are in our heart. I can relate to this lesson because God gives me the courage to show up on social media, to go after my dreams, to empower and inspire billions. That's my goal. It's a big goal, but with God, I can do it. And when God gives us courage, we can speak and live without fear. So here's the bottom line. Charlie's death left us with a lot of questions, but his life left us with a lot of lessons. Comment your favorite lesson below and have a beautiful day. You matter.